Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Your Mark on the World show. I'm so excited. I have some tremendous guests today from around the world. We have in Europe, we have Stina Philipson, who's the Associate Global Director for Global Scribes. We've got Cynthia English, the founder of the organization here in the U.S. And then we've got one of their global scribes from India, Archana Yenkom, also participating. This is going to be a fun global discussion. Please stick around. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to the Your Mark on the World show with your champion of social good, Devin D. Thorpe.
This episode is made possible via the support of our sponsors, including Johnson & Johnson's Caring Crowd. Cynthia, Stina, Archana, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
We're thrilled to have all of you, and it's going to be a fun discussion today. I look forward really to learning so much more about Global Scribes. But Cynthia, since you're the founder, why don't you take just a minute and tell everyone about the group and what you do?
So our goal is to connect youth around the world to create global friendships, cultural understanding, break generational stereotypes, and set our global youth up for success to create a more unified, peaceful planet, allowing our youth to thrive. I do believe that they can change the current trajectory of chaos. I do believe that they can help stem the tide of any kind of global re-entrenchment, but they have to start with the foundation of friendship, and in my mind. And so Global Scribes Youth Uniting Nations is an organization, a community that is driven by technology, but really, I should say, driven by the youth, the scribers, who are really a part of this community, this global community. I think that together, through communication, they are able to spark the next generation that can be so much more brilliant than even ours.
Archana, tell us a little bit about what it feels like to be a participant in this program based there in India as you are.
Right. So I haven't actually met most of the people here till now. We're all virtual friends, but it is totally different from social media because it is a place where you can connect with the people, especially the youths. They're all almost my age. Some are younger, some are a bit older, but we're equally the same age almost. We can think like that. Because of our talent and our passion, we share a lot of things with each other. So in that way, I think we get to connect with each other. And for me as a scriber, I get to learn a lot from everybody. So it's very exciting to be a scriber. I think more than Stina and Cynthia's position, right? It's more fun.
So, Stina, tell us a little bit about your role as the Associate Global Director.
Right. So I'm part of driving the community forward. I think that is one of the beauties of being part of Global Scribes. So even though it's definitely not as fun as being a scriber, that is for sure. But yeah, it's all community effort. So one of my biggest tasks is to really make sure that we can provide this platform for youth all over the world. So this is, our biggest mission right now is to provide this empowering community, allowing kids from all around the globe to create, connect, collaborate with one another and break down those cultural barriers. Be sure that we can welcome youth from every country of the world. And yeah, that is my finest task to help really scale us up to that level.
Cynthia, tell us a little bit about the specific activities that the youth are engaging in. What are they doing when they interact with and engage with Global Scribes?
So today we are using a fragmented format of communication. So open source, whether it's WhatsApp or Zoom.us, etc. But through 4 steps, and each one of these steps are tools of communication, there is an impact. Step 1, we ask them to write monthly a creative story, poem, music, lyrics, narrative, a script, a dance choreography sparked by a spark word in English the best they can and in their own native language. Then if I read that, if you read that, Devin, if Stina reads it, Archana reads it, we're all reading something slightly different based upon our life experience. So we ask them in step 2 to use the technology that they use every single day to actually do a selfie, storytelling, reading, grabbing a friend and acting out, whatever it is that they brought to life, they're bringing it to life, their step one story. So that's step two, and we post it to our YouTube channel. In step three, we ask them to create a 3 to 7 minute film called The Life I Lead. That goes up onto our YouTube channel. And in step four, we ask them to choose teams, 1 of 17, 5 of 17, it doesn't matter, so that they can discover their passions and talents and meet other youth that share their same passions and talents. But in addition, every Sunday we have a core call. And at the moment, because we are a smaller community, our goal will be, as we scale, there will be various numbers of these calls around the world, but this is a youth-led call. Global Scribes, I should say, is for youth, by youth. I am strictly the chief cheerleader. And the goal of these calls is that the theme can be anything. It's up to the youth. They can come on when they can. It's not mandatory, but it takes this relationship building, which we have done from step one, to that whole next level of building that friendship, that relationship, where they start to discover that we have more similarities than differences, right? That we're all just people.
Yeah. Archana, tell us a little bit about your story.
Right. So I heard about Global Scribes back when I was in my 11th grade. That is almost 4 years now. So I was in a residential school, and one day, so sorry about that. One day, the principal in our assembly just started talking about Global Scribes, saying how incredible it is, and where we have this, like, she started telling us all about it, like a brief discussion, and she said, just log on to this website, and if you're interested, why don't you just be a part of it? So I went back that day, and once I looked up and I started scrolling down, I just got so hooked up into it. And after that, I started with the first step that Cynthia talked about, the spark work. Then after that, I got to meet Cynthia in one of those core calls. Then I started meeting all these other different youths, and I was just in love with it. And here I am being a part of it. Yes, one of the leaders too for the team. So yeah, that's how I got to meet Global Scribes and Cynthia.
That's inspiring. I appreciate you very much sharing that, and really am grateful for your perspective. Stina, how did you get engaged with Cynthia for half a world away?
Yeah, so it was actually half a world away. I was working in Colombia at the time, and I met another colleague who was working as an English teacher at the time with me. He connected me with Cynthia because he heard about my background, which is very international. I have a profound appreciation, love for diversity. And he told me, there's this lady you need to speak to. And next day I was on a call with Cynthia, and the ball just started rolling from there. So I think our initial interview started out with a 2-hour discussion. I had to run to work in the morning. And exactly, I was just so drawn to this whole allowing kids to come onto a platform where they can engage in those cross-cultural exchanges that not every kid has the opportunity to do, can meet friends from all over the world, which not every child is able to do, can break down those cultural barriers within this framework. And so that was how I grew up. I grew up in a very international environment, and I always considered that to be my biggest privilege. So it was, to me, a huge opportunity to be able to move that forward and be able to give that opportunity to other youth. So that's how it all started.
Cynthia, what are you most proud of having accomplished?
Oh, can you ask me that question in a year from now? So that's a wonderful question. I haven't really thought about that, to be honest with you. I think that touching the lives maybe of so many youth globally. I should say that I really spent a year of the last 3 living in the Middle East, and part of that was because we had a prototype country to see how it would roll out, etc. And I think when I guess I'm most proud of being able to take my ability to see the world through rose-colored glasses and maybe share that opportunity on a platform with no politics, no religion, no socio-demographic segregation allowed, so that these youth have a chance to go into a future where they have to negotiate for serious stresses on our natural planet, like water or this, that, or the other thing, and can think of we, not me, and which was so much of my upbringing. You know, like Stina, I lived and worked around the world my entire life, and it changes your perspective. And so to use technology, which our youth today are using every single day for positive youth impact, I think that is maybe the thing I'm the most proud of. I don't know. I'm sorry, Devin. I haven't
It's okay.
time to think of proud of yet.
Stina, as you think about this work and the work you've been doing elsewhere as well, what's the most important lesson you've learned?
The most important lesson? That is a very good question. I think that it takes a community. I think that is one of the most important lessons. If you want to, okay, this is a very tacky or perhaps very cute slogan, but if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. An African proverb. I think that just really, I think that is the most important lesson to take away. And Global Scribes is a community. It's not about one single person or one single individual. It is about becoming better together. And I think this is what really just capsules in the whole Youth Uniting Nations, which Global Scribes is all about, is about building those communities. So whether it is Archana in India, who is bringing on board her school, new scribers, presenting to the Ministry of Education, or whether it's an intern who is out of this world creative, launching projects, creating promo videos, that just allowing every individual to come together and really unite together and bring this to life. So I think definitely it takes a community. If you want a global movement, you need people who believe in your vision. You need people who want to move it forward, even if you're not part of it anymore. And I think that's the beauty of Global Scribes.
That's great. Now, Archana, how has being a member of Global Scribes changed your life? What's it done for you?
I would say it gave me a lot of confidence. This I would say proudly, because I was very shy at first, interacting especially with international youths, because I didn't know where they come from or how they were brought up, But, being in Global Scribes, that it just took that away right out of my, feelings. And now I get to lead calls with my fellow friends, and I don't feel nervous at all anymore. I am so proud to say that. I am just one of their friends, just having conversations. So that has really helped me a lot, especially in my schools and my college. It really helped me a lot. So confidence is one thing I learned from Global Scribes. And, with every day I'm learning new things a lot more, because with all the projects and the teams that are happening, there's so much more to learn and so much space for me to grow too. So I'm really excited every day, just to be a part of it.
Well, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. Cynthia, why did you want to do this? Why did you want to tackle this? This is quite an interesting undertaking. What inspired it for you?
Traveling so much, I met so many youth. I've been so fortunate in my life. And what I heard them saying was that, our generation, my generation says to them, you can do anything, go, go, go. But they had nowhere to go. That wasn't filled with conflict. They didn't feel recognized anywhere, which was fascinating. And they didn't feel that there was any place for them to be creative and to explore what they were excited about or passionate. And as you know, 50% or 40 some odd percent of 7.6 billion people are under the age of 25 right now. And that social isolation, which is drugs, bullying, teen suicide, et cetera, are just skyrocketing. So how could we use something that we use every single day that's not going away. I mean, all the media that's saying, oh, technology is so horrible. Well, this is our youth teddy bear. So for them, this is just an appendage. It's not going anywhere. So how can we use that to get down to the foundation of trust and respect and graciousness that seems to have been lost in our world? And what I really saw, which was fascinating, is that these youth who have the privilege to see anything and everything because of the internet, it's an overwhelming amount of information, that there was still this spark of innocence that is so beautiful. So, and that they didn't see borders the same way that my generation did. So I kind of was thinking, how do we bring all of that together and allow them to grow in a better way, that it didn't matter whether they're male, female, haven't decided yet, they're pink, purple, they have rich, they're poor, they have resources, they don't, they're smart, they're challenged, it doesn't matter, how can we bring them together? And so I really decided to start this platform and did a lot of first making sure it was going to work and anybody else liked my idea, but to be able to augment formal education for the youth of today to be better stewards of our world's planet and humanity, and to somehow change this current trajectory. And I think that they, when you ask me, Devin, what am I the most proud of? I mean, really, it's these youth, these global youth. They're amazing. And I feel so honored to just be watching this seed of an idea move forward because of Archana and all these youth. And it's really beyond me. It's all these people who are leaning in and taking it as their own. And Stina jumping in a year ago and helping push this forward with everything and all the might she has as well. And so really, I think I've answered this question too long, but I'm sorry.
Stina, what is your superpower?
My superpower, my personal superpower. I think it is my multiculturalism. So my thorough appreciation of diversity. I think that this is what makes me able to connect with a lot of people. It is what makes me empathetic of a lot of people. I think this is what really is that cornerstone to move towards a shared humanity. And I think that, this is what I love about Global Scribes as well, but I think that is
Excellent. And Archana, what is your superpower?
My superpower, I think, would be, the ability to say yes most of the time and, just go for it without hesitation. I think that's one of the things that led me to Global Scribes. So yes, that's my superpower.
That's great. That's a powerful superpower. Cynthia, what's yours?
I think exactly like Archana, if I think about it, it's being able to just leap, knowing that there is no failure in life, but not trying.
Excellent. Well, I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be on the show today. I appreciate your insights and commend you for your great work. Cynthia, I wonder if you would take just a minute before we go to tell people how they can learn more about Global Scribes and track you down personally.
Absolutely, anyone can reach out to me through our website, also through my personal email, cynthia@globalscribes.org. And we encourage all schools, all parents, it doesn't matter. Disabled youth, deaf, we have our first deaf youth coming on board, our first blind youth, we hope this year, etc. It doesn't matter. We do have a very restricted, you cannot just become a member of Global Scribes. You must come through someone or have a video conference call. We take cybersecurity extremely seriously, child protection policy, etc. But we are welcoming and open to everyone. We're right now trying to build Scribers World, which is our cybersecure platform. And if I learned anything, Devin, really, it was how incredible Global Scribes was taking off. And we need to use technology to be able to empower 5 million plus 30 million youth. So that's what we're raising funds for right now and building so that we can engage more youth. Ages 8 to 25, please reach out. Cynthia@globalscribes.org, Stina@globalscribes.org, Archana, well, you'll just have to join Global Scribes.
Fantastic. Well, listen, thank you all very much for joining me today. It's been a real joy. We wish you every success in the great work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All
We'd
right.
love for you to come on board, Devin.
Let's do some good.
At Caring Crowd, we believe everyone has the power to make a difference. Through our crowdfunding platform for community health, we empower passionate people to drive real change. Whether you work for a nonprofit organization, volunteer, or want to get involved for the first time, you can post a campaign on Caring Crowd. Join us, because caring is where change begins.
Thank you for listening. Devin Thorpe's mission is to end extreme poverty, improve global health, and mitigate climate change before 2045 by finding and sharing the stories of those who are doing the most good. You can join with other listeners to accelerate Devin's mission by visiting helpdevin.org right now.